It's time for you to read more translated Indian literature. What are you doing? Are you reading it? What was that? Okay. Hello everyone. I'm sorry for being a little intense in that intro, but I am truly very passionate about you reading translated Indian literature because that's why I'm here. Hello, my name is Smriti and I love to read books, but in particular, I also like to encourage people to read more diversely. And in the month of April, I host this readathons of sorts. Basically, it's an initiative that should go year long, but in the month of April we put like a dedicated cause behind it, and it's called Lit with Indian Lit, where we read translated Indian literature because it can be entertaining, it can be fun, it can be inspiring, it can be resourceful, it can be just a bunch of things. All right, like literature can be a lot of things. What am I saying? Anyway, point is, I am here to do this video where I have seen on like just booktube in general, a lot of people doing it, where they say like, if you like this book then you will also like this book, but I hope to do it where I will give you this book, which is a internationally renowned sort of book, and I will pair it up with a translated Indian book. So yeah, you're gonna get 4 of them because that's all I could think of. Okay, so let's begin. The first recommendation I have for you is, if you liked A Man Named Over, then you will like Dopehri by Pankaj Kapur. Now, A Man Named Over is basically a book about a man who is like grumpy, and he has these neighbors who move in like next door, and is basically how he gets out of that sullenness and finds like this found family, blah 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 blah. Right now, Dopehri is about this old lady who lives in like a bungalow of sorts, and she takes on like a paying guest, and how that opens her up, and she starts like becoming more less grouchy. Both of them are pretty much the similar plot lines, but yeah, I really liked The Berry. It's a really short novella which was written in Hindi and then translated by who I don't know, but I will put that person's name down here. And I thought that if you like A Man Named Uva, then you will really like The Berry as well. The second book that I have for you is Call Me By Your Name by André, which is basically about this man who comes to stay at this young boy's house and how they develop sort of feelings for each other. And there's a lot of discovering your sexuality, and like your first love sort of vibes, but also like a lot of queerness. And Cobalt Blue is very similar. It basically follows this unknown protagonist, this unknown person who comes to stay in a person's house as a paying guest, and then basically both siblings fall in love with him. So the sister Anuja and the brother, I'm forgetting his name, they both fall in love with him, but we get both perspectives, and it is very moving and very well written, and I really enjoyed my time reading it. It has been made into a movie now on Netflix, but the book remains very close to my heart. It has all sorts of queerness, and it's just a great like piece of literature in my humble opinion. And I loved Cobalt Blue way more than I loved Call Me By Your Name, because there wasn't no weird difference in age, maybe kind of legal stuff happening. The third book that I have recommended for you is basically something that is going to give you the vibes of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. We know that this is a really famous book which follows Evelyn Hugo, who was a starlet back in the day, and now she's become sort of like a recluse, and now she's telling her life story, which is very interesting, and like, yeah, basically her life lived in the 60s and 70s. Now, Chowringhee by Sankar, translated by Arunava Sinha, is a book not about one particular person but about many people. So the drama that you get will come through all of that, and it is set in that same time period, which is the 60s and 70s in Calcutta, and it basically follows this man who has started to work in a very famous hotel in Calcutta, and he is interacting with all these different sort of people, and we get all of these different stories from them, etc. And it's gave me a similar vibe because it follows like these rich and famous sort of people, but it also is like the inner lives of people. So that was really interesting to me. There was a character in this that reminded me a bit of Evelyn as well. So yeah, I just think that if you liked this book, then you will definitely also like this book. My fourth and last recommendation for you today is that if you liked 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, then you will love Legends of Khasak by O.V. Vijayan. Now, both of these books are basically the pillars of magical realism. They were both being written at the same period of time, both having these very, very strange, like magical realism aspects to their writing. And I think both of them stand out really well. This book is basically about this teacher who comes to this small village and then starts experiencing all the strangeness of this village. This book as well, 100 Years of Solitude, also is set in a remote village, and like this basically this family that we see, and this one has like more people and we're following the entire village. But yeah, if you love magical realism and you want to read some books that have magical realism in it but like with an Indian twist, then the Legends of Khasak will definitely do that for you. So yeah, that's basically it in terms of my recommendations for if you would like this book, then you will write like this translated Indian book. I have a lot of other recommendations that I've already put up on my channel before, so I will link you to that, including like short books that you can read or just like translated Indian literature from A to Z, what I've given you 25 different recommendations, just a lot in general, and there's a lot more that's coming to this channel. So I hope that you liked this video. This was a nice short one while my neighbor upstairs is pounding on something. What? I don't want to know. Or who? Anyway, I can hear the tuck tuck. Never mind. I am gonna go now. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please do give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends or whatever. Subscribe if you like. I would like very much. And that's all for this video. And I will see you in my next video very, very, very soon. Bye!